Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Miss Ellie. I was reading last night Martin Luther King. It was a sad story.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, I like the way that we've come in nice and silently. I see people have already started their word du jour today. We have some synonyms and antonyms that were written by your peers in first period. Be sure to add a few more. Everybody, let's look up. Blow the word in your hand. Release. Today's word. All right, so now we're going to transition to our reading lesson. Can I please get an announcer to read my objective for me today? William? Louder,
Objective. Students will be able to make comparisons to better understand the actions of the characters in Chapter 36 of Whole.
When Martin Luther King Jr. and his dad were in a car driving to the shoe shop, a cop pulled them over and said, "Where's your license, boy?"
Let's go down.
Something else did happen to Martin and his dad when they was in a shoe shop. They couldn't sit where all white people went shopping. The black couldn't go shopping in the white places. Lorenzo.
His lawn, Popple couldn't take it anymore. When Cherry Sue stuck her head out the window and yelled, Poppleton! Poppleton soaked her with the hose. Poppleton! Cried Cherry Sue. For Lady Llama? Where she deserved it. I want you to wait. What are you thinking? And when contrasting, ask yourself,
Why are the characters acting this way?
go.
I was trying to be nice to him, that even though that he got tired because sometimes he would want to sleep, watch TV, or play his harmonica.
I agree with you, and I would like to add maybe Cherry Sue's gonna get him back by doing something to him or spraying the water hose on him.
How can we contrast the actions of Cherry Sue and Poppleton? Keep this going.
Poppleton is very fed up, and I mean the two meanings, the idiom and the other fed up, because his neighbor always is feeding him and also is getting him annoyed.
And I really like the way that Jesus responded to the question in a complete sentence and spoke nice and loud so we can all hear him. She's trying to eat Poppleton. Olivia thinks she's trying to eat Poppleton.
I think that Mary Lou deserves that because she always kept on bothering Poppleton. I agree with Gina, and my partner said that maybe to get Poppleton back, my partner said that maybe Cherry Lou will throw a pie in Poppleton's face.
Y'all keep saying Mary Lou. I think you're ready to start reading holes.
And every time I step into the classroom, everybody's journals go up. And it's there, and it's there, and it's there, up, down, up, down, up, down. And all I do is read, and every time I get into my classroom, the journals make me there.
So today we're going to continue to talk about issues of social justice, and we're going to point out these themes that appear in our text of holes. Now, who can tell me why it is important for us to learn about these issues? I want you to think about it for just a few seconds.
And I also want to add, we should learn about these issues, so in the future we could do something about it.
All right, thank you. Let's go ahead and bring it in. You will have more time today to continue to talk about social justice as well as the different themes that keep appearing in holes. But before we do, who can tell me how I expect you to discuss with your peers today and why this is important? Stephanie.
We need to use accountable talk so we can learn how to speak loud and proud.
if we get stuck, we can always use our sentence stem to help us to agree or disagree. Estella?
And if we don't talk with confidence, then who's going to take us seriously in life?
Okay, I loved your insights. Let's go ahead and give a thank you whoosh to all of our peers that shared on 2. 1, 2. Whoosh! All right, guys, are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Who's the captain of my ship?
I am the captain of my ship. I am the master of my fate.
Thumbs up if you are ready to transition. That means you've written your focused question. I'm waiting for 100%. Looks like we are good to go. Go ahead and stand up if you are moving. Read chapter number?
25.
There are no questions. You're ready.
Charged, but sometimes he would take Mary Louise on his boat with him. I got you. And then, I think that he was also heartless because Sam cured most of the people with his onions. Gabriel decided that in order to avenge Sam's death, she needed to become an outlaw. Do you agree that this was justified and necessary? Someone? Well, I think that was necessary because no one cared for blacks back then, and they actually loathed blacks. Jacob?
Well, I want to refute to that statement because Sam did not live in a post-racial society, and in the text, Sam, the Onion Man, was an African American, so they killed him.
Well, it is justified because although Sam is African American, he did good stuff, but Trout Walker was a bigot, and that is it's a big problem, and it's segregation.
It's true, but I want to refute to your statement because sometimes to get revenge, you don't have to kill other people. Like, sometimes you don't have to kill other people just for revenge. Why did she do that? She didn't have to do that. She could have just killed herself. Jacob?
Well, I agree with you because one thing that Martin Luther King said was to use words, not violence. And Kate Barlow actually used violence.
It's not a good thing to kill. I agree. I didn't say it was a good thing. But why would she kill herself? I mean, what is that? How is that getting revenge? Okay? But I do agree with you in one part. She didn't have to rob people that had nothing to do with them. Before we we have to discuss our book. I was just wondering, Jacob, you said Martin Luther King didn't live in a post-racial society. Do we live in a post-racial society today?
Well, I've never thought about that, but I think we do because we don't have segregation, and in T7 there are people from all over the world. For example, Africa, Burma, Pakistan, and I'm Israeli and Filipino, and we all get along. And you're my best friend.
Yeah. Like in Horse, it said that we don't have racial issues anymore. But we do.
Well, now that you say that, I remember that on the news, we heard that a lady pushed a man who looked Muslim, but he wasn't, onto a train track, and he got killed just because he looks like a Muslim, but he wasn't.
That's horrible. I mean, why would you do that? You have to be a bigot to do that. Lots of things happened in the past because of people's skin. Like one thing Nelson Mandela was fighting for was apartheid, and that was when it was South Africa, and they didn't even let them go near people, white people, so they put up a wall. And also slavery. That was like 200 years ago, and it was really bad because black people or minorities shouldn't have been treated this way. Well, all of these problems that we have right now, what do you guys think we could do about this?
Well, the Holocaust happened a long time ago, but I heard that people are still being violent to Jewish people. So I think that we need to study what's happening in the world, so when we grow up, we can help each other to end it.
Sort of refers to singing. So I agree with my partner Ali that the answer is G.
I agree with you, Saeed, but I also want to add that they are not both African Americans. But it never said that. But you can infer it. And here it said, that was the famous singer, so she must be colored. Susie and I could not always go with her to the concerts because some of the concert halls did not let colored people in. So that means that Susie and I, so that's the narrator and Susie, they could not go with their teacher because they were colored. So she could go, then she must be white.
Number 16.
Okay, F, but I bet most of you would say G, but I would say F. G is wrong. I can prove it because Eleanor Roosevelt wrote a letter asking her to sing there, but she already wanted to sing there, but Eleanor Roosevelt didn't ask her, and so the answer is really F. It was for whites only. So that.